All right, here we have our first word problem that we're going to work on. And this one says Steve Edwards, manager, decided to total his sales at Subway. The daily sales figures were 2,358 on Monday, 3,056 on Tuesday, 2,515 on Wednesday, 1,875 on Thursday. Oh, I see a typo there. So sorry. That wasn't me either. That was the textbook that I copied out of. 3,978 on Friday, 3,219 on Saturday, and 3,008 on Sunday. Now it says find his total sales for the week. Well, we're looking for, our first thing is to read through the problem and try to figure out what's going on. So, what's going on here is he's made some money every single day and he wants to total his sales. So that's where we're trying to get the idea of what's going on. Now our key word here is to total. And when we total things, we need to know what that wants us to do. Well, that wants us to add them all up and find the total. So, if we're supposed to add these all up, we need to form a column here. So that would be 2,358, 3,056, 2,515, 1,875, 3,978, 3,219, and 3,008. And when we total those all up, that means we're going to have to add all of these. So we're going to add, first of all, our ones column. And remember, you can group these together, or you can add them, two at a time. So you could say 8 plus 6 is 14, plus 5 would be 19, and so on and so forth. So our first column here, when we add that up, that should be 49. So we're going to drop our 9 and carry our 4. And then we're going to add up our tens column. So adding up our tens column here, we get 30. So I'm going to drop my 0 and carry the 3. Then we're going to add up our hundreds column here. So when we add that up, that should be 30. So we're going to drop our 0 and carry our 3. And then we're going to have to add up our thousands column. So when we add that, that is 20. So we drop our 0. If we carry our 2, there's nothing to add that to, so we might as well just write that down. So our total sales then for the week are $20,009. So this would be the amount of money that he sold all week, total sales. Now remember, our last step was always to check and make sure that this was a reasonable answer. Now, you won't know just off the top of your head, if your answer is correct or not, but make sure that it makes sense. If he's selling $2,000 to $3,000 every day, wouldn't it make sense that it would be a fairly large number? If you ended up with a number that was $2,009, then you'd know you made some sort of a mistake, because that's less than some of the days by themselves were. So that's what we talk about when we say check it to make sure that your answer is reasonable.